Jus Riffin.
Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. That's EST.
Jus Riffin.
Special guest and tech and talk, a musicology.
Jus Riffin.
Coming to you live at the same time here every week.
Jus Riffin.
Jump in the room, let's chop it up. It really ain't that deep.
Jus Riffin.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's what's up, and I can hear you too, man. Welcome, everybody. This is Jus Riffin. We do it every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, powered by Rug Radio. I'm Hefner. I got Cookie Rabinowitz in the building with us. How you doing, Cookie? What's cooking?
Good. You know, I'm stoked to have our little community jam this week. Hopefully we get some community up in here. Let me post this shit so people see it. Hold on.
Yeah, got to do the
But,
retweets. All right, so we're looking good. We're on Kick. And so we're on doing Kick today. Let me change the background, which I forgot to do, so it's not so busy. There we go. And I'm gonna do a retweet.
Let me kill my volume here. Oops, there we go. So if I go here,
So what's
going
going on, buddy? Like, tell me, man, what's good on your side?
I've been super busy. I got a little held up last night because my girl, her band actually released a new, actually their very first single. She has a couple bands she's in, and this one band she's in, the Primaries, they released a single today called Summer Love, and it's cute, man. It's a real cute song, and but they didn't know anything about how to use the aggregators, like, you know, and they really wanted to be on the streaming platforms, so I support her whatever she does, you know. Even though me and you are thinking outside the box a little bit and building some stuff and thinking of some new ways, you know, they want to go that route, which I think is smart for them. So I helped them I put that all in play for them. I helped them get their stuff on Spotify and do all that stuff. And, you know, it's cool, you know, like it was fun for me because I had a DistroKid account for like, I don't know, 100 years, but I took all my music down, but I still kept the account just in case I ever want to whimsically put something up because it's, you know, cheap enough. And I don't know, I still have a few $100s in there that I never cashed out, you know. I still have a few $100s from like several thousand streams, so I just left it in there, you know. So, but it was cool because I utilized it to put her band up there, and it was fun, you know. Like I got to kind of experience that without putting my music up there, and you know, I don't know, like it's cool. It has served its purpose. They're getting a radio play today on XPN, WXPN. Shout out to WXPN, top 3 non-com radio station in the country. They're premiering her song at around 4 p.m. So I'm really happy for her, and I'm really I love shilling them because they are a community. They base, you know, their slogan is human. I forgot what it is. It's something, not algorithms, like human something, but not algorithms. And but that's been their slogan for like 10 years because they saw all this algorithm stuff coming and affecting the music industry for years. And we all know radio stations, they still play a big part, but they're definitely diminishing in as far as the potency of artists. Don't need them, we'll just say that. But when they do get behind an artist, it is still really helpful. And I just want to take a second to get behind WXPN, even though I know nobody from that world is listening to this show right now. They're awesome because they get behind artists that they like. They play all the artists, you know, that are big in record labels and this stuff too. And they don't give us little local play. Like they've been through the years, they've played I've gotten you know, heavy rotation on XPN, and they've always supported local artists that are out there trying. So I don't only want to give a shout out to my girls band for releasing their first single today and it being premiered on WXPN at around 4 p.m. by the greatest DJ, Dan Reed. He's always supporting us humans that make music, and I hope he keeps doing it for a long time. But I also want to give a shout out to XPN because they're keeping the music alive, you know, not based on algorithms, but based on taste, human taste, and curation. So I dig that about them.
Yeah. Did you know that there's I don't know what the thing is behind it. The radio stations on the East Coast are all with a W, and the and the stations that are on the West Coast are all with a K. Did you know that?
I did notice that. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with it kind of reminds me of tickers,
Yeah.
of shitcoin tickers,
Well, well, in the United States, radio stations east of the Mississippi River generally have the call sign starting with W, while west of the river typically starts with the letter K. So it was basically established by the Federal Radio Commission, the FRC, now the FCC, in the 20s, aimed to geographically divide the country's broadcasting landscape. That, according to my Google search. So there you
No,
have it.
yeah, well, the key word here is divide, and anytime government puts any regulation or a label on anything, their pure purpose is to divide.
Do you
So
think
good for
radio
them.
stations should drop the W and the K and just be ROQ, or you know what I'm saying? HYI, whatever their lettering is. Do you think that it would that radio stations would boycott the
Mhm.
divisional?
It's funny you mention that because XPN really calls themselves XPN. I say WXPN because I'm old school, and when I was growing up, they hit me to a lot of new music. They were always a little hipper than popular radio stations.
Mhm.
Sometimes in the other direction of music I don't like, but I still appreciate that from them, because they always kind of just they have different DJs and they play what they feel. But as far as the call letters of it, I don't think it matters, but I do think it's interesting that point you brought up because I think there is a divisive element in there, and that's curious. Let's take a look at that. Like, why do we put labels on stuff? Why do we create separation instead of connection? It's interesting. I
That's
don't
why
know.
I say protected devs, because the protected devs are of that kind of style, where they're free form thinking and they're not, thinking what the norm is, So protected devs at all costs. Protected devs. You can get your T-shirt. I got the thing scrolling there. You can buy your T-shirt. There's all different colors. Cookie's got to get one, but we got
I'm
one.
gonna get I'm gonna get three of them. Yo, I want to get one in red, yellow, and blue because my girl's band, that's what they are, primary colors. And
Nice.
that's what they dress up as. So I'll get them for them and they can wear them at their next show. Maybe they'll hook it
I'm gonna
up.
take some pictures and
They'll
we'll put.
shill us. They'll shill Jess Riffin.
It's hilarious, dude. We do got to get some Just Riffin shirts. If you want Just Riffin shirts, let us know in the comments. Yes, we're not on Abstract, bro. We're trying something different today. We are. What are we doing? We are trying Kick. We've been on Kick, but we're just trying Kick because I don't know, for some reason, like on Abstract, we're just not getting the views there, and want to try something different. In the meanwhile, right? We'll get back to Abstract, and we're not going anywhere from Abstract. We're just trying something different today for the community jam. Also, we're changing the time format of the show. That reminds me. Thank you. Uh, and I can't get you. I'm just going to call you DM because I don't feel like trying to figure out how to pronounce your first name. So DM in the comments said, GM missed you over on Abstract. Yes. That's why I answered the question. If anybody out in the audience is wondering what the fuck is Hef talking about, so somebody in our comments asked us, why are we not on Abstract? So we're not on Abstract today because we wanted to try something different, and also we're going with a whole different format. We've changed our time format to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which is better for us and hopefully better for everybody watching. And then also we're changing the show to 1 hour only. So you're going to hear us BS in the beginning, and then we're going to bring the guest right on, and we're going to have the guest on for the rest of the show. That's every other Tuesday of the month. The last Tuesday of the month, we do this community jam. It's really Cookie and I just really bullshitting about random stuff and things that we're catching up on during the week. But we'd love to get the community involved. That's the whole purpose of it. Not necessarily do you have to come up and jam. It's just, we're just riffing anyway. So riffing with music and riffing with our mouthpieces. So you could do the same. Come up and join us on the stage if you have something that you want to say. Just DM me or come into the comments and we'll figure out how to get you the link to come in here. Yes. No one's getting the views. We know that no one's getting the, we were getting the views, no problem. But we actually just wanted to try something different today. So that's why we're not on Abstract today. We will restream this show, hopefully, and not get in trouble on Abstract. And I'll be in the comments, make sure that I'm in there so I'm not away from the keyboard and that it's like that we're live, right? So, but at any rate, Cookie, how's AI treating you?
Well, you know what? Someday I may be AI, and I pray I never glitch. But today I'm just a plain guy, and the robot is my bitch.
That's what I'm
Uh,
saying.
it's a little spoken word there for you. But anyway, AI is cool. I like to help and dig in with it. With the code, and we've both been like working on dev stuff, which is so much fun. And I know we're using different, development environments and different code stacks for different things we're working on. But AI has been critical in that, and interesting on that though, in the I forget. I think I saw this on Decrypt. I read an article on how, and this wasn't blockchain related, but there's been a lot of vibe coders out. Hey man, I want to build a site that like sells flowers out of leprechaun anuses or whatever, and they put it together and they do a little
Interesting, though.
vibe
That's an
coding.
interesting take. Why am I yawning? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What the hell? Old man stuff. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so a lot of people are doing vibe coding. That's, what they've coined it. I've been doing this
Right.
shit for years, so I never know what the fuck I'm doing. I just click around until it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
But they want to call it vibe coding, another label to divide and create, whatever conversation or whatever it is, a
Yeah. Yeah.
conflict. But anyway, so this vibe coding is something that's been pretty big. But the Crip had an article on, I forget the site, but a site was built using vibe coding, and the security wasn't up to snuff with it because obviously these aren't like really advanced devs. So this particular site, they built this site, and what ended up happening was there was a security breach of privacy. Privacy leaked out, and bad shit happened. So it's something to keep in mind, all you vibe coders out there, myself being one of them, so I'm not throwing stones. But when we put together these sites, AI can be very helpful. But while you're using that AI, when you're all done with it, why don't you do a deep search and say, hey man, scour these files and see if you see any loops. Not only do you want the code to be clean and not a big mess, because we don't really know exactly what we're doing, but you also wanted to scrape your site and see if there's any like security leaks, especially if you're going to be collecting people's data, like their emails and stuff like
Right.
that. Because you don't want that junk getting out. People get enough spams. People get enough phishing scams. We want to do our due diligence, and that due diligence might not only be having AI scrape it. You might want to build your whole site with vibe coding, and then maybe after all that, spend a few bucks and get like a pro dev team to go through it, debug it, and check the security out on it for you. So this way you got that stamp, just like you verify a contract on the blockchain and check the security on it. Have an actual dev team look at your code and make sure it's not going to fuck anybody up.
Yeah, absolutely. So DM, so I can see it there. It's Delicia. Delicia Max. Delicia Max. Okay. It says, you inspired me, Cookie. After hearing about you creating your app, I decided to try creating
Nice.
my project with AI as well. I can't do it for you, but sure helps. It can't do it for you, but sure helps. And yeah, Dell, I will call you Dell. I'm Jewish. I might call you Deli, so don't be offended. All right. So Dell says he's got inspired by you. I'm curious to know what people are building, which is a question I have since his comment, and then to rebuttal, not rebuttal, but to I guess add on what you're saying and to just co-sign that. Yes, pay attention, make sure that you're secure, always cover your if you feel like there's any holes or there's anything missing or open, seal them up and do your due diligence, just like Cookie said.
Hey,
100%.
Hef,
Yeah.
I want to add one other thing to that. With that said, we have major companies, Amazon, CoinMarketCap, name them. They've all had security breaches. Ledger, have all had privacy breaches, and these are multi-million-dollar companies that have unlimited budget for devs,
Yeah.
or close to them, and they still have problems too. So I mean, shit happens, and we do our best to correct it as best as we can. But at the same time, just do your due diligence, do the best you can,
Yeah.
at the level you're at. You're not going to have coin market cap money, but it didn't work for them because they've had privacy breaches too. So,
Yeah.
and many sites have.
You got
So,
to just keep securing. I have a friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his name, but he works in security also with government websites and government, and things that are close to government. And so he tells me that he basically breaches and then seals. Then he breaches and then seals. And he says it's a never ending thing. He's always sealing what he's breaching. So, and this is coming from a super duper professional that works high up in the world with world leaders and, agencies that are of that nature. And he's telling me, yeah, so that's why you see all these people getting hacked, because it's easy. It's not difficult for somebody that understands the language and how to get through it. So yeah, for those
one
who
more
will,
comment
they
on
will.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so one more comment on that. So a couple things. First off, it reminds me of when I was a kid, like many years ago. My friend's older brother had a job, and there was a department store like Walmart back then. I don't know if you remember it. Maybe they didn't have them by you, but it's called Two Guys, right? And
yeah,
so his job was to go into Two Guys, just like a dude, go into the store and steal from it. Like he was paid by the company to
yeah,
go do it to see how good they were watching the stores. Anyway, I think it's kind of funny because that is called, in coding, they call it, white hat hacking,
yeah,
and also I want to add to that, that a lot of people I know, especially in Web3, they fuck around with different browsers like Tor browser, right? Like Tor browser keeps, have you ever messed with Tor browser? Tor browser basically kind of keeps you cloaked, while you're surfing the internet and doing things. And people just like that for privacy. Also, people like it when they do,
Tor browser. I've
messy
never
shit.
heard of it, man.
Tor.
TOR.
Tor browser. So, but the thing I wanted to say with that
I'll check
is
that
like,
out.
so, but that is actually, and I might not be 100% correct on that, but I'm close to it. So, like, the government actually is involved with that browser, and they actually built that. And what they try to do is they built it, and they have other people that always try to hack into it. So they built something to keep you cloaked, but at the same time, part of their deal is they have a special branch that tries to always, kind of, check the vulnerabilities in it. So it's interesting.
Do you,
It's
do
just,
you use it?
I've used it in the past. I really don't anymore. I mean, I do use a VPS. I
Yeah,
use NordVPS to,
that's what
not
I use.
necessarily not necessarily for privacy, but sometimes when I'm flying on the plane to make predictions
Yeah, well,
with
like,
Myriad.
yeah, like when you go to Dubai and like when you're world traveling and stuff like
I
that
was
to
in Peru.
Belize and Bora Bora. I mean, you have to use a VPN, right? So
Yeah, of
I'm with
course.
you, man. And I have the same thing. I do the same thing. So when I'm overseas, I can watch YouTube if I'm like somewhere, or uh, yeah, what's up. Okay, so I started. We were talking about apps and AI, and I've done so much research and so much testing, and I I feel like I'm really just kind of just scratching the surface with all this stuff, because it really, the deeper you look into it, the deeper it goes. Like the more you go, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty deep with all the AI um, platforms and things that are available at your fingertips, right? That are available to, you can reach out and grab it. So I started, I have just want to learn how to make apps, to create apps like your phone, iPad, whatever, that will be web native as well, but mainly focusing just on the apps, so the app stores for Android and for iOS. And I feel like, because that's where the future is. I feel like, people are on you could give them the same information on the phone that you can on the website and just make it app friendly, where it looks like an app, you can space the information. I feel a lot better than if you were to just make your website responsive. So that's what I'm working on now. And so I started looking at different ways to do this. So Bolt, is like, and if you don't know, Bolt is a no code platform. You just kind of type in the prompt like ChatGPT, the same kind of thing, and it's going to give you the code, but it's going to give you all of it. It's going to give you all of the front end. and I haven't really worked on the back end with it. Like I started just testing in the front end with it, and it's pretty good. It's cool, and it gives you a design like, you know, rough. It kind of looks like everything else, and then you just style it the way you want, you know, or hire a designer that knows what they're doing and can design your front end, right? And then if you don't know back end, then you hire someone that knows how to do back end. But you can actually do all of this stuff with AI. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the total AI approach, and with a little bit of the knowledge that I have on creating websites and stuff of that nature, where I can actually write the language in some stuff, but where I can actually understand what I'm looking at, which is, I believe, one of the best things in what I'm trying to do with using AI. So I started to create this app. I stumbled upon a couple things. One thing is called Flutter Flow. And Flutter Flow is like, if you've ever used WordPress, it's like Elementor. It's like a website building thing where it's drag and drop, and they kind of wrote the code already for it, whatever widget it may be, and you just drop it where you want it to go, whether it's a text widget, a heading widget, an image widget, or whatever, a carousel, I don't know, gallery, you know, you get the picture. So they have that called Flutterflow for building apps and creating apps totally, and it does everything. So you don't have to really do too much thinking. You just kind of build it the way you want and design it. With that, I said, okay, well, this is cool, but man, is there anything else that's just kind of for apps where it's not drag and drop? Because, you know, with the drag and drop, you're constrained to your brain is constrained somewhat because you don't have full, complete control over everything in the app. Let's say you want to customize something. It's like you got to jump through hoops to do that. And it's better to just jump through the hoops from the get-go if you want to build something. So I'm taking that approach where it's a little bit more challenging, but I'm still using AI to help me build it. So I came across Flutter, not Flutter Flow, just Flutter. Flutter is low code. I want to say low code. You have to learn the language. It's called Dart. Dart is what the language is used for Flutter, and Flutter is, I believe, owned or backed by Google. Okay, so it's very, very unique, and it's backed by a company you can trust, right? So I started to work on this, and I started working on it last night. And what I came up with so far, so I'm in my family business is pizza business, as you know. And so I worked on an app just for one of the pizza stores. Okay. And what I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull it up on stage. And so you guys can see it. And actually, let me do this because it's just an app. So what you're seeing now is the home page, right? But what I'm going to do in a second here is I'm going to refresh so that way you can see what the app would look like as if you just downloaded it and clicked on it. Okay. So this is what I started working on: the splash page and the home page. So here's the splash page.
Cool.
Now you see there's a little bit of gray that flashed in underneath the image. That I'm going to fix. That I'm working on the coding of that aspect of the site. Okay. And I haven't updated it yet. But what I did was just this. And then it'll have a little menu. That's not even, I didn't even put that in there. I kind of just defaulted that. And I just kind of told it what I wanted. And this will have like a little coupon area or a little call to action for like a special they're running. You want delivery, you want carry out, you want pinpoint delivery, which we'll figure that part out. I'm copying, cloning somewhat of Domino Pizza app, like on the flow of how their app works. Because why recreate the wheel when they've already spent millions of dollars on it? Okay. And then you'll have a sign in and a join now if you don't, and a little bit of here. It'll be a rewards system as well. But that's what I'm working on. And then I'm using VS Code to write the code. Let me go back to this. Okay. And we're going to remove that. And then we're going to go here. Okay, now we're fixed and we're good to go. By the way, thank you everybody for listening and watching us today. This is Jus Riffin. We do it every Tuesday, 2 p.m. And we're only going to do it for an hour today. So we got 30 more minutes to go. We're making your life better, people that are watching. Thank you. You don't have to watch it for an hour and a half. Okay. And we can
Yo,
all move.
Hef, I just want to say that app looks really nice, man. It's really
Thank you.
it's just very pointful, and that's the way that shit needs to be. When you want to order some food,
Yeah.
like, and I just want to say this too, just like we were talking about the big companies like Coin Market Cap and stuff. Like, I've actually, when I'm at the club, I sadly order takeouts way too much. But a lot of times
Guilty.
my favorite places, I'll have to go to the phone app. And I try to stay away from Grubhub and Diner Dash and all those things, because to me they're just like they add a lot of extra take-ons. So if you go to the restaurants themselves, a lot of them are starting to have their own apps. And many times I'm very disappointed. I go to their personal app and it's like I don't know. I'm making a dated reference, but do you remember The Shining when Jack Nicholson's trying to find his way through the labyrinth?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the way the apps are for these restaurants. Like, I just want to go order a fucking salad, and I open up this app, and it's like, boom, bang, dancing bears, click up in the menu, and whatever else. And it should be as simple as you did it. Like, I think you have a really good knack for functionality and user interface. Because when you want to order food, it ain't about anything else except for ordering the fucking food.
Right.
Right?
This app I'm building is specifically just for that store. You can order from Uber and all the other, food apps that are available for this particular store as well. But the whole goal here is to cut the middleman out. And
Fuck yeah,
there's no need to pay whatever the percentage is.
too
Some of the
high,
apps are up to 10%. They're taking 10% from the
too much.
business. That's fucking highway robbery, man, for just using the app. Like, that's crazy. And this is because stores aren't going to spend the money to build their own app. And that's really what prompted me to really get into this, to learn it. So that way I can also offer this to local businesses and save them that 10% from those food apps that are gouging them and taking that money. And you could also, I'm creating a loyalty program for their particular customers. Now, obviously, this is for your core customers within your delivery range, whatever your delivery range may be, or even pickup range. It's anybody that'll come to your store to pick up the food, or if they're in delivery range, that will be able to get a delivery. Loyalty is the most important thing to me. We're seeing it here, and we're seeing it on crypto Twitter all the time, and in Web3, and on this with the blockchain stuff and companies, and it's been going on forever in real world stuff. The Web2, it's been going on forever. They used to do this with Marlboro cigarettes, had Marlboro miles or something like this,
Don't
and
smoke.
yeah, and Pepsi and all these things have these reward programs, and they've been doing it for a long time. I feel this is a great way to sustain business. You give back to the community that's supporting your store, and you're having an app that's saving you up to 10% by doing it on your own. All you're
Fuck
doing,
yeah.
and at the end of this, it's going to be able to connect to their POS system, whether it's Clover or whatever they're using. It'll be able to connect to whatever POS system, so that way when somebody orders on the app, it goes directly into their POS. The food order ticket prints out for the restaurant, so they can make the food, and then the delivery driver who's at the store will get an alert on their phone as well if they happen to be out. Hey, there's another delivery at the store waiting for you, or a delivery just came in. So I'm making sure that this thing is super thorough, and that it makes sense, and that I can charge a store a small fee where they pay a one-time fee, and get the support, and they get the app that's customized for their store.
Hey,
Finished. Yeah.
Hef, I love it. And this is such a great thing for us to talk about, because this is it's the same scenario as music. So,
Yeah.
like, perfect example is, like, right? The one thing you don't get from this app is the reach. But like you said, this is local. Like, that same pizza company can still be on Grubhub and all that other shit if they want to be, but with their local core community of customers, they can engage directly and get special perks with it.
That's
And
absolutely correct.
music is the same way. Like, so for instance, Madonna, right? Everybody knows who Madonna is. She's on Spotify, gets millions of streams, or maybe that's a bad reference. I don't know. But a
Oh, the other
popular artist
weekend.
of today. And but that artist could build their own app for the community because their reach is already there, and cut out the middleman, and not necessarily to cut somebody out, but just to be responsible and handle your business. It's uh now new artists and new pizza shop, brand new pizza shop opening up, it might behoove them to be on Grubhub and all these things to get that reach. But if this shop is like your family business, they've been
Right.
around for a while, they have their core community, build something special for them, and this way
Absolutely.
you can
Yeah.
give them more and they can support you more, and it's a perfect relationship, and
That's right.
musicians need to look at this way. Musicians, instead of complaining about streaming platforms, if you already have the reach, I personally don't have the reach, right? But I still don't fuck with Spotify, but I'm not mad at them. Their drones and the war drones or whatever. I don't know. People talk about shit, and I know that's not good. But deeper than that, if you have a reach, if you have an audience, build your own, and engage with them directly. It's way more effective than complaining about somebody else's thing that they built. That's all.
100%. I agree
You
with
know.
you. Yeah, I agree 100%. That's what this is. It's for the local community. Do you have kids? There will be like when you sign into this, or when you join, there's going to be questions in the beginning. What type of pizza do you like, or what's your favorite ingredient? There'll be a list: pepperoni, mushroom, onion. There'll be a small list there. That way we get to know a little bit about that particular customer. Do you have children under the age of 10? You do? How many? Put their birth dates here and their names. On their birthday, you come in with the app, you're going to get a free slice for your kid. Things of this nature. This is really cool. And then like you mentioned earlier, we'll be able to do push notifications. So when we're running a specific special, maybe it's the Super Bowl, maybe it's a Formula One race, maybe it's something special in the town, maybe there's a local football game that's going on. We can say, hey, stop by the game and pick up your food before you get to the game. Special, small pizza, $1. I don't know, but you
Show
understand
your
what I'm.
game ticket. Yeah, show your game ticket when you come
Yeah,
in. Any kind of stuff. But
yeah.
but
We,
this
you
is
could
cool.
you could even do things with the game itself, and you can put a QR code on the ticket. You work with the community of the football games or the sporting whatever, and you put the QR code to your store, and you download the app, the Steve's Pizza app, and you scan the QR code. Now it knows that you were at the game, and boom, you get credit for it, right? So all of these things, and you're collecting data in the same sense, and to where you're using the data for good. Obviously, you're pushing notifications. If people like, let's say people love, you're getting, when you do the signups, and you get a lot of people that like pepperoni and mushroom pizzas, you can run a special on the pepperoni and mushroom pizzas, and people that love that pizza are going to see it. If they haven't
This
ordered
is
in a
great.
while, it might entice them. Yeah. So it's just like this. And now you're saving, like I said, who knows what these apps are charging, but you're saving that money. And yeah, of course, you can do this for any industry, music. And yeah, you're right. People do need to take back ownership of their stuff. I'm curious to know what people in the audience are building. What are you building? Are you using AI? Are you using AI to build anything like a website or an app or anything else? I'd like to know. Uh, Dell says he's building a game that is a cross between
Gotcha.
Gacha and meme
Gotcha.
games. Gotcha and meme games. I don't know what that is because I'm not into the games like that. I only remember Madden and NBA and all that other stuff.
Space Invaders. That's as far as I go.
Space Invaders, Asteroids, Frogger. What was? Oh, it was a great game thing.
Frogger. I love that game.
Remember Pitfall?
Oh my god, dude, I loved that game. I had it on Atari 2600. On
Yeah,
Atari 2600 on
yeah,
Activision.
yeah.
Activision made that.
Activision. Yeah, 20. Dude, Pitfall was the best with the fucking. Yeah, that was just getting on the rope and going across, man. That was fucking awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yo, man, can I tell you a quick story about Atari 2600 since we're on that? Real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, take it, dude.
Okay.
We're
So
just riffing.
when I was a kid, I was trying to hustle extra money, and I was really into Atari 2600. And
Yeah.
I found in the back of a magazine, this is pre-internet, that this wholesaler that would sell Atari cartridges, and he would release them before the stores released them. And I was like, I love these games. And I was kind of like a little dealer. I was like, what if I pre-order these games that and get them before everybody else, and pedal them off, and it'll pay for my games, right?
Yeah.
So I did this, and I made mad bank doing it when I was a kid. I must have been like 14 years old, right? I'll get all these games, the latest Activision, the latest official releases. So here's the punchline, right? So finally, I was up to the point to where I was this little kid ordering like $400 or $500 worth of games from this place at a time and selling them, and it made sense. But at the still, 400, $500 at a time was a lot of bread to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's the punchline though. So the punchline is they came out with a game called, think it was called I think it was called I forget, it might have been Adventure, or I forget, whatever it was, the game. So I was like, there was so much hype and promo about this game that didn't come out yet. I was like, fuck it, I'm going all in. I got like all my money. I think I borrowed money off my brothers, and I ordered like 30 of these games because I was like, this is going to be off the chain. I'm going to make a bag off of this. To make a long story short, the game came out. Not only did it get terrible reviews, I saw a Netflix episode about this a couple years ago, and it blew my mind because I was actually in the trenches for this. This game came out. It was so bad and it was terrible that it almost got shelved immediately, and nobody wanted them. And I basically got stuck with like 30 Atari games that I paid for, and it in one fell swoop, it killed my side hustle as a
Oh
teenager.
shit.
You know. So anyway, there's a little story for you.
That's crazy. Look at this. I'm on Atari's website, and they have put all the games, it looks like, on one cartridge. Look, watch again. Watch
Yeah, the
close.
joystick. They make it on the joystick now.
Look right there. Oh, they make it on the joystick. That's
You can
crazy.
get the joystick with all of them on there. Yeah.
That's really nuts. I have not seen this in forever and a day.
I love that shit, man. It's almost cooler to have the console though, man. That's so retro, so neat.
Yeah. Berserk. Remember Berserk? Oh my
I
gosh.
love the Berserk, man.
Wow.
Oh, dude, you know what? I forget which one was Berserk. No, was that the
That was
one?
the little guy.
I forget
Look at
Berserk now. I
this.
remember the name. I know how.
Battle controller bundle.
Yep.
Damn, four games in one cartridge. Interesting.
Really
shit,
cool.
though. Look at that yellow. You could pre-order the yellow joystick. I can't believe this, man. I wouldn't even have thought. What the hell?
So
They got all
cool,
these
man.
colors?
You
Did you
know,
know
I'm looking at this shit. I'm looking at and it's so tempting and it's so cool. But you know, if I actually bought one of those, I would probably never even open it.
HDMI ready? Oh wow, HDMI ready. You wouldn't open this? Come on.
I'm just saying, I don't have any time to play these games, but I would love them if I did. They're so cool.
Atari
But
what century are you in? 21st? 22nd? Where are we? 21st century?
who knows?
Atari consoles. What do they got? I kind of remember this one too.
Yo, what was the one where you swung on the vine? That one was cool as shit. It wasn't.
Yeah,
Pitfall.
that was Pitfall, bro. That was
That's
Pitfall.
right. That's Pitfall. That was cool. That was super cool.
Yeah, dude. Pitfall was great, dude. Let me get off this page. Yeah, Pitfall was great, dude. You remember that shit?
I
Pitfall?
loved it. I loved Pitfall. My favorite one was Laser Blast. You know, Laser Blast. That was another Activision one.
I don't remember Laser Blast.
It was pretty much.
Do you remember ColecoVision?
I do remember ColecoVision. I didn't have it, but my friends had it. Like back then, you know, we would each have one of them, and we'd go over to whoever's house had that one that we wanted to play the game. You know.
Yeah, I'm thinking back. I didn't mean to cut you off. Say what you were saying. You were talking about the game.
Well, no, Laser Blast, it was no big deal. It was a typical game where, you had a ship that went left to right and you would shoot the things in the sky. But I really dug it, man.
I probably don't remember. I do.
The lasers would come down at you.
Yeah. Do you remember Missile Command?
I do. That was a cool one too, man.
So
that was kind of similar.
Yes, exactly. So like I just remember Pong, and I don't know. I remember all this stuff. But my cousin Jeffrey, there was actually something. If you remember this, it was called on TV. Do you remember on TV? I
I
think
don't
it was like
remember.
um on TV. Hang on one second. It was um it was an American subscription. I'm reading from Wikipedia, but this is my cousin had this. This was like the first cable that was before it was cable. Right before cable, I think this is what it was. And they had this, and they had the big screen TV with the. It was huge. It was crazy. Okay, they had a screen TV with a projector. You understand? Like the base was a projector with three
Yeah,
red, green, and whatever.
I
Yeah,
remember those. Yeah.
and it went right to this big screen that they had, and he had on TV, and it was like a little knob, and you just turned it. But at any rate, on TV was an American subscription television service that operated in 8 markets between 1977 and 1985, originally established by National Subscription Television, a joint venture of Oak Industries and Chartwell Communications. On TV was part of a new breed of STV, which is a subscription television service, whatever, STV, operations that broadcasted premium programming, including movies, sporting events, and concerts over an encrypted signal on a UHF
Wow.
television station and
That's
leased,
cool.
and leased decoders. Like, who fucking thought of this stuff? Who thought of this?
Yeah, that's wild, man.
And they were
Do you
out of Portland, Oregon. Let me see. Go ahead, say what you're saying. Oh, so this was a company, majority of the company owned by Jerry Frenchio and Norman Lear. They founded a joint venture. They founded the joint venture initially known as World Pay Television. What the hell? I just remember it. Here it is. Here's the thing. Oh my God, I got to put this up. Okay. It's you brought back memories, man. I got to show everybody now what the fuck this thing looks like. So on TV, this fucking was what I was talking about. This is the I wonder if, hold on one second. Oh, I could just do it like this. What am I doing? Stupid idiot. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. You just turn it on.
what the fuck is that?
It was just a switch on and off. You wanted to watch it on TV. So,
Dude, that's state of the art, man.
state of the art. 1977 to 1985. Before cable, you had just an on switch, and then cable came. And cable, I remember, was store cable. Store cable was just, and it was, if you
That's
remember,
awesome,
if you
man.
remember the cable, then it was a box that had a little switch, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z or whatever. Then maybe some numbers, and on each thing was a channel. That was cable TV. Do you remember cable TV then? Let me look this shit up, man. Let me go to this.
It's wild to look at all the way media has changed the way we present media and the way we consume it, and the devices that have evolved over the years with technology.
Yes. So there was something called, yeah, it's crazy. It's just this is where it came from. So it was called Store Cable, right? Store Communications, STORER, and they were known from 1927 to 1952 as the Fort Industry Company, and then as the Fort Industry Company from 52 to 83 as Store Broadcasting, which was an American media company that owned television and radio stations and cable television systems. So they created this box, this store. It was like, let me pull it up. Oh man, I remember this too. Okay, so first it was this. Oh man. Let me share this screen with you. Wait, let me go.
I got to see this thing. I don't think I've seen this thing before.
Okay, so first it was this.
I do remember that.
So
I remember that.
So first it was this image right here that I'm circling. So yeah. So first it was that, and then and then it turned into, oh my gosh. Okay.
Whoa.
Oh man. Okay. So then it turned into, oh, you can't see it, but so yeah, store cable. So you see it hit South Florida, 1981. MTV hit South Florida late, blah, blah, blah. So it was, you can't really see it. WSHE is no longer around. I wish that was their rock station. But I want to get a bigger image. At any rate, it was like a box, and that had, and it was this right here. Oh, it was this. Okay, so you see this image? Is it big? Okay, perfect. So it was that, and you just used a knob, and you went to each little thing was a channel on it. Before this, we had on TV. Then you had this, but before that, you had 2 or 3 channels. Channel 2, channel 4, channel 7, channel 10, channel 6, 45.
You'd have to mess with the antenna. Remember, you have to mess with the antenna. Like, oh, shit.
Tinfoil on that shit to get the channel in. You're over there trying to get wrestling in on Saturday. You're like, what the hell? You're telling one of your cousins or friends to go hold it with their hand because the electricity that's in through your body will make the fuzz go away. And we would have to like switch off holding the antenna so we can watch the show. Those were the days. And
yeah,
we're never going back.
That reminds me of, like, I guess it was like the early 90s, wherever I was living. It might have been the mid 90s. There was no like, we didn't have internet connection, right? And we couldn't we couldn't get internet connection. Even if we could afford it, we couldn't, because they didn't have the service where we were at.
You had a modem.
But,
you needed a modem.
We couldn't get anything there. No, so we couldn't get any internet at all. We couldn't even get DSL. But I saw online, when I was online, I Googled like how to get a Wi-Fi signal, and there was this article. A guy showed you how to get a Pringles can and high power your reception on your computer to get a signal.
Wow.
And it actually worked. Like, shortly after, like a few months later, we were able to get internet.
Yeah.
But it worked, and it was janky, but it definitely worked. Like, we used the Pringles can, and we made it up, and we hooked it up, and we got like a boosted Wi-Fi reception. It was pretty cool. But just the antenna talk made me think of that. It was pretty cool.
That is cool. And you know what's crazy? I didn't watch it because I didn't want to watch it, but it came across my YouTube timeline at some point, and it was how Pringles are made. I didn't want to watch it. Just telling you.
I wouldn't blame you, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten a Pringles since Kaja Gugu had a hit single, you know. You know, so.
Correct, dude. Right.
Yo, come on, man. You don't remember? Cause you're too shy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
MTV reference. Yeah.
Shy.
It was MTV reference. They were one of the early MTV.
What was the name of that group?
Kaja Gugu. Kajaaa Gugu.
That's how you pronounce it? Hold on one second, bro. Hang on.
I don't know. We can ask Siri. Hey, Siri, how do you pronounce Kaja Gugu? Oh, she's not talking to me.
Yes, it is Kaja Gugu, bro. What the fuck? Is that how you pronounce it?
Kaja Gugu. Yeah, man. They also did a single for, the singer did a single for No Dome Day You'll Be, for what movie I remember. Back then, you know, the label would make sure you had that hit power ballad in a 80s teen movie. If you had a single out on MTV, you know, you'd get the double win. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hef, you think I could do my hair like that?
Like what?
Like the singer, man. I want to get my hair like his.
Right there, that guy?
Yeah.
Or like that. Or you want that hair.
Yeah. Oh no, that's Farrah Fawcett over there, man. I don't, you know, she's out of my league.
I'm trying not to get copyrighted here, so that's why I'm like playing it like this.
This is fair usage, you know.
It is?
Can I chime in with a fair usage bit about music in the industry?
Yeah.
Well, watch this first, but check this out.
No, you can talk. Well, I'm low.
So check this out. There's this lawyer on YouTube. I love her. I watch all her shit as pertains to music. She's called Top Music Attorney. So I'm gonna shout her out because I'm using information I got from her. It's the only right thing to do.
Yeah.
But so there's a thing going on with these record labels, right? So you're technically able, like, since we're talking about this video, we can show a certain amount of it, and
Yeah.
it's fair play. We
Yeah.
know
We're
this.
talking over, right?
It's
Hey.
called. Well, no. Also,
You
we're describing it.
Huh? Can you lip sync? Go ahead. I'm listening to
Yeah,
you. Go ahead.
I can't lip sync, but talk to I don't know, whoever. There's a lot of artists that can. They do it all the
Oh,
time when they play live.
they were very, very hip hop proactive. Look, they even welcomed Homeboys. Watch this. They even welcomed the Homeboys in there, bro. They were very hip hop.
Hey, you know what? I kind of like the vibe of the song. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I think it's kind of cool, man.
No, too shy. Hush,
Yeah.
hush.
I don't know about the lyrics, but I mean,
Look,
I don't
you
pay
watch,
attention
look.
to them. So.
Welcome, Homeboys. That's what I'm saying. Like they were very pro hip hop.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
This was, what year was this? Like 80,
It was
81?
I'm thinking it was probably like 82, 80,
Yeah.
82 or 83.
That was an 80 hairdo for real. I didn't have one of those. That was definitely British. I couldn't pull that off. That was like they all had that hair. I don't know. That was a lot of hairspray, and somebody and you having to sit in the chair. These guys wore too much makeup for guys.
Yeah. I don't really care about their clothes style. I catch the groove. It's a cool groove. I'll fuck with it. You know.
I'm just making fun. I'm making fun.
But this is important. I want to say this because back when this was out,
yeah,
I kind of was like this. I didn't appreciate it. I was like, yo, man, that's just a little, and I don't, I was a little
Really?
corny to the hair and the makeup. So like, I would like the song, but because of their look, and their vibe as far as style wise, I was less receptive to it. But then when I got older, I was like, oh, this shit is cool. I don't really give a shit what makeup they're wearing. But I want to say something though about the fair usage thing. So the labels, right?
Mhm.
The labels are in cahoots with like YouTube to some degree, where like since we use that, so this is a legacy band. They're still out touring, by the way, but they're a legacy band, so they're not too worried about this band. But let's say we use like a current artist that's signed to a major label in one of our things that we just did here, right? So even though it's fair usage by all legalities of it, we're allowed to use it to if we're talking about something, a technology, or we're pertaining it to an educational, totally legal. But the labels slap it down and take your monetization from you off of it, and that's not really the way it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to lose your monetization over that. But the labels and YouTube, they all have deals, and I'm not making some conspiracy shit. This is just the way business works. Big business. If a business is bigger than you, they have more ways to kind of make shit happen in their direction. But it's something to think about. It's something to think about as an artist, because when you're an artist and you sign to a major label, now all of a sudden you got to play by that label's rules. If I was an artist and Jus Riffin was playing our song, and even for the 30 viewers we have right now, I'd be like, yo, that's fucking rad, man. Show our song. And maybe if people dig this, we haven't had a hit since 81. Maybe somebody will go back and listen to it, and it'll bring some joy to them. And maybe
Go
even
back
a
to
little
listen to
cheddar,
Cookie. He has not had a hit since 1972, and go back.
Yo,
and
I've never had a hit, but I've hit people with my music, and that's what I'm trying to do.
I thought
So
you hit people with your guitar because they made fun of you.
never hit somebody with a guitar.
Never. Okay. Let on we're about to head out. What's a good song? What's a good music group of the 80s? I'll pull them up on YouTube right now that we can get out of here with. Cookie.
Oh, you want me to pick a song? So what was it? What was the era?
80s. Let's do 80s since we're talking about 80s. 80s new wave, I guess. Keep it on the level of Kukumajaro, whatever their name.
I think sometimes you think a little more obscure than me, which might be actually cooler for our viewers. So if you got something obscure, if not, I'm gonna pick one of like just something that I dug back then that was probably really popular that nobody cares about. I don't know.
Okay, let me I'm gonna just all right, let me see. It could be anything though, right? It could be punk, could be disco alternative,
Whatever you want, you pick it.
I have no idea. I'm just gonna let's see here.
Right now, I have some ChatGPT. What song could I pick that'll make me seem deep and intellectual?
I'm just looking for like 80s like hair. hair. I'm
80s
gonna,
hair. Can we pick a hairband? Can I pick a hairband?
yeah. But first,
Okay.
let me play this guy. I don't even know what this is. It's a group called Silent Circle. Don't say if you know them. Don't say, oh yeah, I know them. They're my favorite band. If you know them, cool. Okay, I'm gonna add to the stage and let me play this. I've never heard this before in my life.
Whoa. Woo!
You want hair like that for your next girl? You know that they all had it was 80s because of the drums, the electric drums, the Simmons drums.
The Simmons,
Simmons, and the hair. Okay, I dare you to do an 80s cover. I dare you to do an album.
Listen, I didn't think that song was cool then, and I don't think it's cool now. Okay.
What is that guy doing now? What does his hair look like?
Who knows? It probably looks like mine.
Hold on. While you're doing that, give me a second. What was the name of that band? Silent Circle?
Yeah, I hope they stay silent for a little.
It's terrible, bro.
I don't mean it. I think God bless them. Hey, man.
So this guy named Marty Tyson, also known as JoJo Tyson. I wonder if he fought like Tyson. He was a German singer. Let's see what he looks like now. Doesn't look what year is this? That's 2014. Let's see here. 2025. What was the song from you? What band?
No, so I just wanted to give a disclaimer. Everybody's gonna think it's the I don't want to know what people think about it, but I absolutely loved this band, and I think it was like 83 maybe they came out. But the band is called TNT, and the song is called Seven Seas. And give an example of my vibe back in this time.
Oh,
you gotta watch the video.
I remember TNT.
I love this guitar player. I loved this band, and you know what? I'm not embarrassed to say I still do love them. But it's music has changed a lot since then. The singer's voice was insane. It was like 8 octaves or 150 octaves.
Yeah. Hang on.
You got to give the people a taste of this, man.
All right, this is Cookie's pick here. We're gonna get it on stage, everybody. I know that you guys are like patiently waiting. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Jus Riffin every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Today we're just riffing. Normally we have guests on every Tuesday, except for the last Tuesday of the month, which is our community jam. But pardon me a second. Thank you for the cough button. But usually we have guests on, but this is the community jam, but it's just Cookie and I. We welcome you. That's an invite. I'm reaching out my hand to you to try and pull you in to come on stage with us. You don't have to put your video on. If you want to just have your avatar on, we can still talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Here is Cookie's song.
You got to give it at least to the chorus, though, man. I'm feeling this shit. Viking music.
All right, let's see here. TNT, 7 Seas. Uh-oh. Yeah. The double bass, the guitar, the guy holding the mic stand. Got to swing back and forth. Got to rock. Got to pick it up. You just got to pick it up.
Yo, wait, the singer. You got to hear his range, though, man.
Gotta flip the hair. There's a guy with the
Gotta
star
flip it.
move. Bro, did you see that? He's totally lip syncing,
Yo,
bro.
man, you just blocked out that note. You gotta hit that. Hear him hit
Hold
that
on,
note.
hold on. I'm going back. I'm going back. He pulls the microphone away. Watch how the lip syncing at its finest.
You gotta hear this note though. Yo. So,
Okay, dude.
okay. But yeah, let me chime in for a second. First off, everybody lip syncs during the recorded video because it's a
I know.
recorded
I
video.
was goofing. I'm goofing.
Second off, but that singer, man. So that the singer is from actually, I believe, around PA somewhere. But the best of the band is from Sweden, and they had a struggle back when that music was hitting. They had a struggle really building because it was hard to get a band from Sweden and a singer in America. They would get together to record the albums. He would go to Sweden. They would cut the records, but their songs, you know, for the time were cool, and they were badass musicians. The guitar player was like had a very unique, cool style, and but the singer's voice was kind of crazy. What was Cookie doing in the 80s, man? I was rocking, man. I like to rock, and I still like to rock now, you know. But you
That's
know,
right.
I was doing a lot of drugs too. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't condone them. Terrible. But you know, that might have had something to do with my music taste. I'm just saying.
That's right. I got a better singer than that guy. A better singer than that guy. You ready?
Rick, am I gonna get Rick rolled right now? Just tell me.
No. You see the name right there.
Oh, Bruce Dickinson's great, but I wouldn't say he's better at all. But Bruce Dickinson's awesome.
Ripped it, man. His voice is so high. Hit those high notes. I'm definitely gonna get copywritten for this.
White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. He killed our tribes. He killed our creed. He took our game for his own need. We fought him hard. We fought him well. Out on the plains,
Engines.
we gave him hell. But when it came to much,
This guy hits it high though, man.
will we ever be
Yeah.
set free?
I don't know. He was consistent for me. That other band though, TNT, I would never have known, unless you told me who they were, right? I mean, I
Well,
think I
yeah,
remember.
I mean, as far as consistency, I mean, you know, like Tony Harnell's mother, I believe, was an opera singer, and his voice, you know, super strong, super range,
Let's
but
get
they're
up there.
different. You know, you can't really say. I mean, Tony Harnell's actual octave range was much higher than Bruce Dickinson's, but it's not like a sport. But they had different styles. Bruce Dickinson's voice, I love it because it's got that rasp to it, and I like that in a singer. Tony Harnell's voice was a lot smoother, which I particularly don't even really like as much, but they're both world class heavy rock singers of what they do. I mean, they're both great like at what they do. Uh Either bands, to be honest with you, it's funny because when I was a kid, I absolutely loved Iron Maiden, man, and I loved a lot of rock bands, and I still do love it now, but as soon as I discovered, you know, Motown and you know Otis Redding live at Monterey Pop Festival album and all that shit, like I shifted. Like I was like, oh shit, you know, music's supposed to grab you by the boo boo. You know, I thought it was just supposed to make you fucking. But you know, so I love all music, but it's funny though because when I look back and I watch these videos, it was such a big part of my youth. But I kind of I don't want to say evolved out of it, but I definitely changed where my tastes went a little bit.
Real quick before we get out of here, because we're running over. But what was your favorite music video growing up? Like what really was the coolest video? Or you can give me two or three because it's so hard to pick one, right?
It's really hard for me to remember, but if I would have to say it, it would be, and this is going to sound really lame, but it would have to be, I would say VH1, Todd Rundgren playing the song Cliche live on a, I believe it was a VH1 Storytellers episode, which you know, for me, I'm a weird. I don't want to say I'm a weirdo, but I like different things that other people may not like, but that's okay. But I
Yeah.
just think he's a brilliant songwriter and he's unique, so it's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, there was so many. I mean, um, I think it was, I don't know if it was Greg Kinn. I lost
Oh,
on
love that.
Jeopardy. The
Well,
Greg
my
Kinn.
love's in Jeopardy. Weird Al's version was I lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I lost on Jeopardy. But that, because the video was crazy with the monster and all that coming out at the church, and the at the end
So
with the
cool.
in the car with the just married, and yeah, Thriller. All, I mean, Michael Jackson Thriller was like, that was like, I think a testament of what music videos should be. They should have always had a story. But I want to say, another one that stood out was there's so many of them, but Van Halen's Hot for Teacher, when it was
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
little Van
So fun.
Halen.
It was so much fun, that video, watching the little kids,
Yeah,
pose as the band. That was really cool. They casted those parts so well. You know,
unbelievable. Yeah, yeah.
I would have been Waldo. I would have been Waldo in that video.
Where's Waldo? That's right. Where is Waldo? Oh man, such a great time, great era. I mean, there were so many music videos that were actually music videos, not just like, guy driving around in his car or in his pickup truck or something like that. It was actual like story. They they did it then. I don't know what happened. Things got too expensive, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know why they didn't just continue making them the way that they did. If it was too expensive, it wasn't broken, but they always try to fix things, and it sometimes makes it worse. I want to say what's up to Minton. Minton is here. Minton
What's up,
says,
man?
you guys must know The Cure. Of course we know The Cure, man.
Oh, I love that song.
Yes,
Hold
of
on.
course. Cookie's going to play it live. We can't hear you, dude.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I was playing Boys Don't Cry.
Try
It's
it one more
A,
time.
B minor.
Try it one
I
more
think
time.
it's, well, my guitar's not plugged in, so you're not gonna hear, but it's like, there's like, you hear it. Boys don't cry. Anyway, I gotta plug it in one week, but that might be worse actually. But yeah, that was a great band, and they're still out there playing too. There's Cure going out and cool tour and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you again, Roadcaster, for the cough button. I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Love it.
Thank everybody for tuning in today. We do it every Tuesday. We tried something different today. I don't know how many people are watching us anywhere on Kick. I believe everybody's on X. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching us and hanging out with us. Next Tuesday, we have a very special guest coming on. And I don't know if he's really done interviews. I really don't know. You've seen him on the timeline. You know who he is. The one and only Tyler Durden is going to be on. Did I say it right?
Cool.
He's going to be on the show next week with us. Now, he's a very private guy, so he won't be on video, but his avatar will, and he'll be on the audio. But he's going to be with us. We're going to get to understand his mind, how he sees things, how he rolls up on some of these tokens and NFTs, and just the market in general, his experience from what he's done prior to Web3 and blockchain stuff and NFTs, and I want to say maybe prior 2021. But we're going to get to know him a little bit better. And I think it's going to be a real treat for everybody that has seen him on the timeline to be able to get to hear it from his voice, from his mouth, hear his own voice and not just read his words. Again, we are powered by Rug Radio. This is Jus Riffin. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next Tuesday with Tyler Durden on Jus Riffin, 2 p.m. Stay sharp, y'all.
Stay sharp.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in.
Jus Riffin.
Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. That's EST.
Jus Riffin.
Special guest and tech and talk, a musicology.
Jus Riffin.
Coming to you live at same time here every week.
Jus Riffin.
Jump in the room, let's chop it up. It really ain't that deep.
Jus Riffin.